let's go against the flow.
Against the flow.
Against the flow. Against the flow.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Against the Flow with me, Jordan. I'm your host. Kamusta na po ang inyong mga New Year? Are you guys having a good time so far? Is it better than the last? Is it what you expected? Or worse? Or better? I don't know. Isa sa mga pinaka-frequently asked questions sa akin is how to move on po. So, kayo ba ay nakapag-move forward na? Kasi kung hindi, maybe nahirapan kayo, we want to help you out today here on the program. We're going to talk about how to move on. So, don't go anywhere, right? Ang ating official hashtag para sa episode na to, pakigamit nyo lang, is hashtag ATF Moving On. Gusto nyo bang mag-move on? That's what we're going to be helping you out with today. Well, first thing I've got to tell you right now is you got to move on from a bad past. A lot of us have bad things that could have happened to us in the past as a result of us doing bad things, or maybe bad things just happened to us, or bad things that other people do to us, but we cannot dwell in the past. You can look at the past, but you cannot dwell in the past because then you'll get stuck there and then you don't know what to do with yourself anymore. One of the things that really helped me, I guess, in my early days of being a Christian, kasi my past was haunting me. I've done a lot of silly things and a lot of things that I regretted. And then I'll never forget that one time I was watching a preacher on TV, and that preacher said the funniest thing, and it just really spoke to me. Sabi niya, you need to stop remembering what God has forgotten. Or I would say what God has considered forgotten. Kasi kapag humingi ka na ng tawad sa Lord, it's as good as done. Parang pinatawad ka na niya eh. And His Word even tells us that you cannot dwell in the past because God is into making new things. So again, there's a difference between looking at the past and dwelling in the past. And we now live in the present, and that is a gift. Kaya nga present eh. O, isipin niyo yun, di ba? And when we live in the past and we allow it to trouble us too much, then it's going to rob us the joy of today and what can be happening tomorrow. Sometimes God closes doors because it's time to move on. He knows that if He doesn't do that, then di tayo alis doon. So okay lang yun. He knows you won't move unless your circumstances also force you to. And so we gotta allow this change to happen sa atin. So sabihin natin may nagloko sa'yo, merong your heart broken because of somebody. Oo, move on ka na from that person. But not just mga ex ito. I'm talking about things that you used to do. Get moving forward. And don't you ever allow anything to hinder you from growing and going. Ang laki ng effect psychologically kapag masyado nating iniisip yung mga nangyari sa past. I saw this meme that sometimes what's holding you back is all in your head. So kagaya ni Donkey na nakatali sa isang monoblock chair, akala niya hindi na siya makakaalis dahil nakatali siya doon. Yung pala, well, kaya naman pala niya yun. So you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. So we can see it two ways. We can either allow our situation in life to make us angry and bitter and frustrated, or we can rise above it with God's help and His love and His grace. Maybe yung mga nagawa natin or yung mga nangyari sa atin, we feel like we're defeated or hindi natin kaya keep going, pero kaya yan. And here's the next thing I've got for you. Kanina I told you need to move on from a bad past. But now I'm going to tell you need to also move on from a good past. Paano yun? There's a story in the book of Samuel, 2 Samuel chapter 11. King David, ito yung nangyari sa kanya. He was there at the palace, and it was the time when the kings would go to war. Pero this king was at home, relaxing, enjoying his, I guess, time or ano ba? Yung tinatawag na ganito, yung me time, ayun. So when he was there all alone, that's when he sinned, when he saw Bathsheba bathing. And we all know what happened. One thing led to another, nagkaroon sila ng baby, and then also King David murdered Uriah. And so it was a bad thing. So what happened? Well, siguro ang nangyari kay David, masyado siya naging complacent. Masyado siyang natuwa sa kanyang mga accomplishments. So his good things that happened to him, the victories, he dwelt too much naman on that and he forgot that there are also more battles to fight. So tayo, we cannot also allow that to happen to us. Hindi tayo pwedeng ma-relax masyado na komot maganda yung nangyari sa iyo kahapon. That does not mean that tomorrow it can be the same thing. We are so uncertain about what's going to happen next in life. So we cannot be like David. Don't get stuck in former victories because that could hinder you from accomplishing greater victories ahead. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, leave not just the bad past, but even good things. Don't live in the glory days because there could be greater days ahead. Just keep following the Lord at wag tayong maging idle because sabi nga ng kasabihan, the idle hands, an idle mind is the devil's playground. And we cannot allow that to happen. And the Apostle Paul also said something in the book of Philippians in chapter 3. He says that I have considered everything, yung mga accomplishments niya, as garbage. It's nothing compared sa nagain niya kay Christ or sa Lord. So all the things that we have done in our life, let us not forget that by grace, we are blessed with a lot of things. Pero kung wala ang Lord, lahat mababaliwala, lahat ng nagawa natin, the good things. So we need to learn to break up, not just with the bad things, but even with the good things in life, okay? It's not you, it's God.
I'm a youth minister and a radio host at the same time, a sheep in a wolf's clothing. Yeah, I like to rock out, have fun, but at the same time do all this without getting drunk, getting high, none of that stuff. Because I've been there and it's gotten me nowhere. Yeah, before I didn't just go with the flow. I dove into it. I went on ahead and did everything I could. Smoked, drank, did drugs, joined the gang. Until finally realized that it ends in disappointment. There was nothing there that could satisfy. I don't even like talking about my former life. I prefer to talk about the things I'm doing today. Got into radio broadcasting. Got to play cool music that uplifts, help people rather than make them less inspired in life. Music that won't cause them to be suicidal or depressed. And then alongside with that, I give out my advice, my tips. I go against the flow in media because there's already enough bad things that are being shown on TV, on the radio. The flow is like a raging waterfall, and if you're not going to open up your eyes in your brain, you're gonna be washed down with it. There is a way and there is a lifestyle that can be lived. You can remain healthy and have fun at the same time. And it doesn't have to be boring. Yeah, all this while being sober, saying no to drugs, and obeying your parents and the law. It's a rebellious lifestyle that your parents would approve of. This is Jordan, and I go against the flow. Because only dead fish swim with the current.
What's up, hardcore worshippers?
And God is really the main reason why we can move on. And he teaches us how to move on from bad things and even the good things that have happened to us. We need to keep going. But here's the next thing I gotta tell you. We gotta move on to the present. Yung moment na to. I think I've told you before that that's why it's called the present, because it's a gift. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Kaya anong gagawin? We should rejoice and be glad in it because wala namang araw na hindi ginawa ng Lord eh. Therefore, every day, we can choose to rejoice. Even if we have problems, even if we have many griefs in life, we can still choose to rejoice in it because it's the day that the Lord has made. In a past episode, I've told you guys that God is the day maker. So we can't really say, or we should really stop saying, it's not my day, it's not my year, or it's a bad day. The day is not bad. It's not really. I get it naman, what you're trying to say. Now, yes, bad things are happening to you. But if you study the words that we're saying, really, walang power yung day. Walang kapangyarihan. Si Jesus lang ang may kapangyarihan. Siya lang ang may powers. Siya lang ang malakas. So, let us be reminded today that this is a gift. So, let's not waste today by living in the past. Whether good things or bad things, we need to look at today as the gift that God has given us and seize the opportunities that He's presenting to us. That's why the Apostle Paul says in Philippians chapter 3 that I run towards the goal. Not that I have obtained all this or have already been made perfect, sabi niya, but I keep on pressing. And so we need to do that. And
Hi guys, this is Berwin Mailey and I go against the flow. Yahoo!
mga guys, you are still on Against the Flow, and this is brought to you by the Church of the Nazarene and this station. And I want to remind you that before I go, if you guys enjoyed this, kung na-bless po kayo, please i-bless nyo rin kami with your likes. I-like nyo ang Facebook page Against the Flow Radio. We also got Twitter. You can follow us at Against the Flows and email us at weareagainsttheflow@gmail.com. And you can also catch us on the radio airwaves on 702 DCAS every Saturday at 9:30 p.m.
Against the flow.
Whether it's moving on from a past relationship, a past disappointment or failure, or maybe some mistakes, remember that God has a plan for us. Even though maraming plano ang na-cancel last year dahil sa pandemic, yung mga plano ng Lord tuloy pa rin. So His plan is for you to not be in the past or not be like what's happening there. He's not interested in that. We need to be interested in what God is going to do next, into the future. We need to allow the love of God to compel us to keep going forward. We can trust in Him, yes. We could cry out to Him for help if we are grieving or talagang nahihirapan tayo or if it's really bothering us. You can say, Lord, please help me to move on because I can't move myself. I feel like I'm stuck. And that's why yung powers niya yung tutulong sa atin para gumalaw tayo. So let Him be our motivation. What's past is past. No use to cry over the spilled milk. There's just no turning back na dapat, just stepping forward. So how to move on? Here's some quick tips. Basically, acceptance, and then you can cry, go to God constantly, learn from the past, and then you look forward, moving onward. It's the only way that we become stronger. You know, here's what the Bible says in Job chapter 17, verse 9, and I'll end with this. It says, the righteous keep moving forward, and those with clean hands become stronger and stronger. I hope and pray that all you guys out there this 2021 will only become stronger and stronger. Thank you so much for watching, and my name is Jordan, reminding you only dead fish swim with the current. So dapat mag-move ka. Go against the flow.